next Monday at 10, 9 Central.
Snow bands are expected for tomorrow, but the temperatures, well, it looks like they'll be staying close to above freezing. Still could be a rough go traveling. We'll have more details at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Trump is now into his second week in the Oval Office. We'll hear how he's continuing to push his immigration policies, including the recent spat with the president of Colombia. Plus, we hear how one couple is continuing to shower support upon Northern Michigan University. We'll tell you about their recent donations. And we'll examine what kind of job opportunities are out there for 2025. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News.
As we check out the weather late tonight and into Tuesday here in Marquette, noticeably milder, but a good chance that we'll see some snow and some pretty good breezes. It'll be a wetter snow as temperatures approach that freezing mark and could accumulate 1 to 3 inches. That's going to make driving a little bit difficult at times for tomorrow as temperatures throughout the area get into the lower to mid-30s along the Wisconsin border. Rest of the forecast coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. Today marks the second week of President Trump's second term. He continues to focus on immigration as well as executive orders on defense. Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill.
God bless the USA. President Trump spoke at the annual retreat of House Republicans at his Doral Resort in Miami.
In a single week, I've taken over 350 executive actions. We've signed 300, and who ever heard of that one?
He signed more Monday night related to the military, including reinstating service members discharged for refusing to get the COVID vaccine and building an Iron Dome missile defense shield, similar to the one that protects Israel. Earlier, Republicans celebrated Colombia agreeing to accept undocumented migrants from the U.S. after refusing them over the weekend. The president had threatened tariffs and sanctions.
Days of weakness, of indecisiveness, of leadership malaise in the White House are over. It's a new day in America. It's a new day for the world.
CBS News has learned President Trump will sign the Lincoln-Riley bill at the White House Wednesday, the first legislation he'll sign into law in his second term. It requires the detention of unauthorized migrants accused of violent crimes and theft.
Our voices matter.
As immigration remains a top administration priority, several protests were held around the country against the deportations of undocumented migrants.
People shouldn't be walking around in fear or be scared to go anywhere.
President Trump has also paused U.S. refugee admissions. State Department statistics obtained by CBS News show that stranded more than 22,000 refugees who had been approved for departure to the U.S. Over the weekend, President Trump continued his flurry of executive moves, firing at least 15 inspectors general. They are the independent government watchdogs meant to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. Weijia Zhang shows us the controversy over that decision.
Mark Lee Greenblatt served as the Inspector General for the Department of Interior until late Friday night, when President Trump fired him, along with more than a dozen other IGs.
This is absolutely unprecedented. There is nothing that's ever happened remotely like this.
Greenblatt, who Trump appointed during his first term, worries about who could replace him. IGs are meant to be nonpartisan watchdogs who root out corruption and fraud.
The key is that our reports have credibility because we're independent. If all of a sudden, if you remove that independence, so what value does that report have?
California Senator Adam Schiff says Trump broke the law because he did not give Congress the required 30-day notice.
The American people, if we don't have good and independent inspector generals, are going to see the swamp refill.
But Republicans like Senator Lindsey Graham were quick to defend the president.
Get new people. He feels like the government hasn't worked very well for the American people. These watchdog folks did a pretty lousy job.
Just 1 week into his second term, Trump has shut down DEI programs across the government, removed at least 20 State Department officials in leadership roles, and 160 staffers with the National Security Council were sent home while the administration reviews staffing.
It's just simply stunning in its scope and in its depth and in its speed. There's simply never been an administration, I think, in American history that has tried to do so much so fast.
Professor Don Kettle has studied the management of the U.S. government for 45 years.
What are the guardrails here that could stop President Trump?
And they're essentially challenging Congress to oppose what it is they're doing or to try to stop it, which Congress could do, but which Congress doesn't seem to have any inkling about doing.
This week, much of Washington will have eyes on 3 of Trump's most controversial picks to fill his cabinet. Senate confirmation hearings are scheduled for his nominees for the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and FBI Director Kash Patel. Those are 3 fierce loyalists who have some prickly records to defend.
One couple with deep ties with Northern Michigan University is continuing to show their support for the college. Our newest reporter, Andrew Hans, tells us about their recent donations.
NMU has received many generous donations over the years, each helping to shape the future of the university. These contributions often go towards things like campus building upgrades or student scholarships. Some of the most impactful donations, though, come from NMU alumni themselves. John Barry Jr., an NMU graduate of 1971, along with his wife Shirley, have played their part in benefiting the university. John is most known for his ongoing support of NMU's athletic programs, such as improvements to Northern's ice hockey facilities.
This relationship with the Berries has been built over the decades. So for me, I'm coming in at this point in time. I have a great relationship with John and Shirley. I see them multiple times a year, count them as good friends. I think it's a testament to our students, our faculty, and then all of these decades of Wildcats who've really fostered this really wonderful relationship with a wonderful couple.
With their most recent donation, they have now gifted over $10 million to the university across the years. The recent $3.5 million donation will go towards funding a brand new home for the College of Business called the Enterprise Center. This also brings the endowment for a new Dean of the College of Business.
Endowing a dean's position, it provides extra funds, and that means that the dean of the College of Business can use those to attract speakers to Northern, to help again attract students and new academic talent, or really just improve the lives of our employees and students in that college. So it's transformative.
NMU is very grateful for their donors and are optimistic to what the future can bring. In Marquette, Andrew Hans.
More than half of Americans say they're on the hunt for a new job in 2025, and some of the fastest growing opportunities didn't even exist 25 years ago. An annual report by LinkedIn exploring jobs on the rise finds roles focused on artificial intelligence are among the fastest growing in the country. Travel and experiences positions, including travel advisor and event coordinator, also ranked high on the list. LinkedIn's senior editor-at-large, Jesse Hempel, shared some advice on CBS Mornings, plus for those thinking of making a switch.
The right way to think about your job is a basket of skills. And the first question to ask yourself is, which of these skills can I put to use somewhere else? And where are the places where I can build some new skills to complement those skills and have an entirely new opportunity?
For those looking to build new skills, LinkedIn recommends volunteering, participating in a job rotation or mentoring program, and exploring your company's tuition reimbursement options. Tom DeVecchio has your first warning weather forecast coming up after the break. Plus, today marks Holocaust Memorial Day. We'll hear how it's being remembered. And on that note, we'll examine the display meant to honor Anne Frank, the Jewish girl who hid for years from the Nazis. We'll be right back after this.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Chips or cracks, we got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Introducing Brian's Auto Glass, now in Nagani. Your trusted experts in auto glass repair and replacement. When it comes to your vehicle's glass, trust the experts at Brian's Auto Glass. Our highly trained technicians handle everything from window replacements to fixing those annoying chips. At Brian's Auto Glass, we're committed to quality and precision, ensuring your safety on the road. Visit us today at our new location at 6 Industrial Drive in Nagani, or call us at 906-233-4527.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine? How much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-859-0084.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Good hit of winter as we head on toward Tuesday for the Marquette area. Winds will be diminishing tonight, and that snow coming in on Tuesday. And temperatures are real yo-yo. Not good for the roadways with all that up and down in the temperature department, but that's how things go at this time of year sometime. So for the kids, a rather cold start as they go to school. Have the snowshoes handy here. That should read 32, not 22. So we'll be milder as we head on into the afternoon with some winter-like weather once again. Could be kind of a sloppy snow, so snowshoes a good bet for those of you having the kids go to school and then coming home tomorrow. In the meantime, just some light snow for the balance of tonight. And then as we head into tomorrow, here comes the next weather system. Good deal of snow throughout much of the day. It will tend to diminish. Now, with the temperatures close to freezing, kind of makes snow amounts a little tricky. But what does fall will be a wetter snow, slushy snow, and may make things a little difficult in the driving department here. Northwest winds behind it will start some snow bands here, and those bands will continue Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. So snowfall as we head through the day on Tuesday. Some of you could get up to 4 inches, 4, maybe 5 out toward Houghton. Marquette, solid 3 perhaps by early evening, and up to 5 inches in Newberry. Sault Ste. Marie could get several as well. Lesser amounts toward the Wisconsin border. But again, even though temperatures are close to, maybe even above freezing, we're still looking at some pretty decent snow amounts, perhaps, as we head on into the day Tuesday. In the meantime, winds shifting all over the place, and when the winds shift a lot, the temperatures change a lot. That's why we're looking at a lot of these up and down motions to the wind. In the meantime, the winds are looking out of the northwest as we head toward Tuesday night, after being in the southwest for Tuesday itself. Picking up here north-northwest, that will get that lake moisture going and that lake effect machine kicking into gear as well. So for tonight, temperatures teens, maybe some single digits as well. A little bit of light snow or flurries. Snow bands a good bet for tomorrow. And you can see some of you, especially close to the Wisconsin border, will be above freezing, but the snow I think will be steady enough that it would still accumulate and make driving a little difficult, certainly during the day on Tuesday. As we head toward Wednesday, though, there we go, up and down here. Down on Wednesday, some morning snow showers gradually tapering off as the air stabilizes. Wind shift could hit 40 on Thursday, melting the snow, and then slickening things up again for Friday as we get into the upper 20s. And it just continues through the weekend, back up to 32 on Sunday and into the teens by next Monday.
Tom, thank you. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day. It comes at a time of growing anti-Semitism, with a recent Anti-Defamation League poll showing nearly half of adults worldwide have significant anti-Semitic beliefs. Leah Mishkin reports from London on a new effort devoted to fighting extremism.
It's a horror Teresa Regula lived. Taken from her home, her mother executed, and at age 16, sent to a death camp called Auschwitz because she is Jewish. I repressed all such memories. I repressed them as best as I could, says the 96-year-old. But now the terrible memories are flooding back, including the severe pain she experienced having her head shaved. Holocaust survivor Janina Iwanska can still remember the smell of burning bodies and small children being torn away from their mothers. She says the mothers almost ripped the hands of these children off because they did not want to let them go. More than 1.1 million people, mostly Jews, were murdered at Auschwitz, either in the concentration camp's gas chambers or from starvation, disease, and the cold. Now the nearby home of the Nazi who oversaw the death camp is being transformed into the Auschwitz Center on hate, extremism, and radicalization.
My dream, and those of our colleagues, is that every visitor, every fellow, every academic that comes here takes action to fight extremism and anti-Semitism wherever they come from.
The center will focus on research to fight extremism, working to ensure history does not repeat itself.
6 million Jews from all over Europe were killed during the Holocaust, and on this Holocaust Memorial Day, we look at a one-of-a-kind exhibit in the U.S. that showcases the life and legacy of Anne Frank, one of the most recognizable names and faces of the Holocaust. The limited exhibit at Center for Jewish History in New York City features a replica of the secret annex from the home in the Netherlands where the teenage Anne Frank and her family hid from the Nazis for years. Frank was just 13 years old when she started writing about her experiences and feelings in a diary. She was one of 1.5 million children murdered in the Holocaust. The halls of the exhibit are lined with artifacts and videos depicting the war and the ensuing struggle the teen and her family endured, including a desk and a replica of the diary.
The exhibition is a beacon. It's a beacon of remembrance. It's a beacon of education. It's a beacon of awareness.
The display also includes handwritten notes from Anne Frank herself, translations of her diary in dozens of languages, videos from her childhood, and a walk through the tragedy that was the rise of Hitler, leading to the murder of 6 million Jews. The exhibit runs through the end of April. The curator says it's a reminder of people's shared responsibility to carry the message forward. And still to come on your 19 News, we hear from medical professionals on the benefits of those participating in January, dry January that is, and what kind of health benefits they're experiencing. We're back in 2 minutes.
Something wonderful is happening to Club Keno. There's a new and improved kicker, bigger jackpots from the Jack, and more chances to win with +3. New ways to play means more chances to win bigger prizes. Play Club Keno, only from the Michigan Lottery.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Save time and money on your staining project with Menards. Add beautiful color to your projects with Minwax water-based wood finish. This penetrating stain delivers color that showcases wood grain in one single coat and dries in 1 hour. Get a quart for $15.49. Protect your projects with a top coat finish. Minwax polyacrylic is a fast-drying water-based polyurethane that provides lasting protection for all types of wood surfaces. A quart is just $26.96.
Save big money at Menards.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else.
Like this new all-hybrid Camry. More people have counted on Camry than any other car on the road for over 23 years.
And Camry's built right here in the USA.
Now, during Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season, get 4.99 APR financing on any new Camry, or lease one from just $289 a month. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round. Toyota, let's go places.
This week, Cool Bears All New with Drew Barrymore, Will Ferrell, Chris Hayes, from Ghosts, Brandon Scott Jones, and Nicole Kidman takes the Colbert Questionnaire. CBS This Week.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. With January almost over, so comes to the end of dry January. 31 days to evaluate your relationship with alcohol. Our John Truitt spoke to some health professionals who believe a month without drinking can do wonders for your health.
Dry January is an opportunity to step back and take a look at your own alcohol consumption. 25% of Americans participated in Dry January, with many hoping to continue their sobriety well past the 31st. Dr. Ryan Brang, co-founder of North Country Health, says remaining sober into February has its merit.
There's never been a better time in American history to drink less. Whether you are doing a dry January or not, I think everybody should at least experiment with what it feels like to go without alcohol for at least a couple of weeks and just see how you feel after. I think for most people after 30 days, they feel a dramatic difference.
Substance abuse counselor Galena Taylor says most people tend to feel better after 30 days on the wagon.
If you're noticing that your work performance has improved over the past month, or you're noticing, your interpersonal relationships with friends and family have improved because you are not drinking.
Those who take part in dry January rarely regret it. Dr. Brang knows why.
Alcohol is a toxin. It's a poison. And like all things, poison depends on the dose, but even in moderate amounts, alcohol can be very harmful to your heart, to your general health, to your ability to sleep well, to maintain good relationships. All of that is part of it.
Regardless of the reasons you had a dry January, continuing a sober lifestyle is as personal as it gets.
There comes a point when the individual needs to find their own deeper internal reasoning for continuing dry January.
So with dry January about to wrap up, it's now a good time to contemplate a dry February. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Each year, 436,000 Americans die from a cardiac arrest, according to the American Heart Association. If performed immediately, CPR can double or triple the chance of survival from an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. Alicia Bergio joins us from the East English Village Academy, where first responders are teaming up with a Michigan school district to teach educators the importance of this initiative.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic. In addition to that, CPR. And today, more than 200 staff and educators from Detroit Public Schools are learning this skill firsthand.
After each compression, let the chest come back up to its normal position.
It's a tool that saves lives, CPR.
You may be at the grocery store, you may be out at the park, and somebody collapses. You could be the difference between that person making it to Christmas or not.
Detroit Fire Training Captain Jeffrey Forbes says throughout his career, he's found this tool can be intimidating for some, but stepping into action during an emergency is crucial.
There we go. If somebody is in cardiac arrest, they're clinically dead. And you are covered by Good Samaritan laws by providing CPR. Get on the chest, start doing chest compressions, and help save that person's lives, and call 911.
We're going to move on to giving breaths to infants now.
On Monday, staff and educators from Detroit Public Schools were taught chest compressions and how to use an AED on not just adults, but students. A tool that hits home for John Philip Harold.
One time during a family event, there was an accident and a young man had got flown from the car, and my fiance was able to step in and perform CPR until the medics got there or whatever, and 15 minutes and you could save a life.
Harold says as an administrator at a school of just under 600 students, teaching educators these important skills is a lesson worth learning.
And we have one school nurse that services the whole building. So just having extra resources or extra people with the same training, I think it just increases your probability of being able to save a life.
When it comes to landing a job, the right opportunity can be life-changing, and this next story is proof of that. Tina Kraus takes us to a workplace overseas where young people's lives are being transformed one cup of coffee at a time.
18-year-old Alex Watling takes pride in his work at this coffee shop in London.
Learning how to make coffees, how to make food, the washing up, taking customer orders, and toasting the sandwiches too.
He's one of dozens of trainees with disabilities who are learning the ropes, hoping it will one day pay off like it did for Aya Bider.
I'm so proud that I got a paid job because in the past I've applied for employment and I've been rejected.
Fair Shot Cafe is designed to give young people just that, a chance to succeed, whether they have autism, motor skill difficulties, Down syndrome, or another condition.
We offer both a supported internship program for 15 young adults with a learning disability every year, and then we get 90% of them that are then ready for a job into employment.
CEO Bianca Tavella says her experiences with an autistic friend inspired her to create a world where those with disabilities can unlock their potential through practical training.
That gives them the opportunity and helps both the public and them interact together instead of separating it constantly.
Maybe stop.
Now halfway through the program, Alex believes he's brewing a path to success.
I'm proud that I've been doing this job so far, as I can develop experience, hopefully at the end of the course, to get to work towards that paid job.
Managers say an inclusion revolution is underway. Walls at the cafe are filled with photos of past trainees in a testament to transformation.
An Escanaba school is promoting early literacy by rewarding students with reading. The Webster Kindergarten Center installed a book vending machine. Students can earn Inchy tokens by showing leadership qualities during school hours. The tokens can be used to get one free book of their choice from the vending machine. Teachers say that the machine makes reading a prize rather than a chore or a homework assignment and encourages personal growth.
We don't want kids to look at reading as a punishment. We want it to look at something fun and exciting. It'll also help kids be exposed to early literacy. They'll have books at home to read with parents, which is one thing that we really try to promote here, is reading to their students even if they can't read yet.
The first tokens haven't been awarded yet, but students are already having fun testing out the new machine. The stage is set for Super Bowl 59. The Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs last faced off in Super Bowl 57 just 2 years ago. Now in less than 2 weeks, they head to New Orleans for a rematch. Here's Jared Hill.
At Super Bowl 59, a rematch 2 years in the making as the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs prepare for a face-off.
Yeah, get down tonight.
Kansas City tight end Travis Kelce hyped up the crowd with his team, Kelce's girlfriend Taylor Swift looking on, after the Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills 32-29 in the AFC Championship game. The win setting the stage for the Chiefs' 5th Super Bowl in 6 years and could put them on track for the NFL's elusive back-to-back-to-back triple consecutive win.
Champagne for winners. Let's go for that three-peat.
In Philly. Eagles fans stormed the streets, climbing street poles, celebrating the NFC win. Running back Saquon Barkley racing into the end zone 3 times, scoring nearly half the team's 7 touchdowns. The Eagles soaring past the long-shot Washington Commanders 55-23.
We ended up having to play ping pong because anytime we were playing ping pong, the Eagles were winning.
Now, as the Big Easy gears up to host the big rematch, nabbing a ticket won't be so simple. The cheapest tickets on StubHub are going for thousands of dollars.
Too much for me. The Super Bowl is scheduled to take place on Sunday, February 9th in New Orleans, Louisiana. Hip-hop superstar Kendrick Lamar is slated as the halftime performer. Now, don't go away. Tom DeVecchio gives us a final look at what kind of snow we might see tomorrow. And employees with Wilson Sporting Goods are hard at work putting together this year's Super Bowl balls. We'll hear about their tight deadline when we come back.
Something draws us to Northern Michigan University, like a beacon, an experience. And so we head north. We immerse ourselves in the perfect environment to test our minds and try our hands. Guided by this community of scholars, mentors, and friends who show up for us in every way, we stay true. Because at NMU, where we are and who we are have always been one and the same, always north.
It's Shunk's Big Winter Sale. It's that time of year when you spend more time on your sofa, more time on your recliner, and more time in bed. During Shunk's Big Winter Sale, you'll save on the furniture you need. And there's big savings on quality Amish dining room too. Have it built the way you want it, or save even more on floor sample closeouts. And mattresses from Serta, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. The selection and discounts have never been greater. Shop Shunk's Big Winter Sale at both locations for big discounts. Shop Shunk's in Marquette today.
Chips or cracks, we've got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Introducing Brian's Auto Glass, now in Nagani. Your trusted experts in auto glass repair and replacement. When it comes to your vehicle's glass, trust the experts at Brian's Auto Glass. Our highly trained technicians handle everything from window replacements to fixing those annoying chips. At Brian's Auto Glass, we're committed to quality and precision, ensuring your safety on the road. Visit us today at our new location at 6 Industrial Drive in Nagani, or call us at 906-233-4527.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Zucchini.
What do you call this?
Zucchini.
Tastes like a cooked pickle. How to raise children. Get out of here!
Sexual freedom.
What kind of a problem have they got?
It's sexual.
Shh.
Door tap.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie.
All in the Family, Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV.
Snow bands develop early tomorrow morning, and we could get some pretty decent snow by the end of the day tomorrow. Marquette, you could go 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. Some spots here in the deeper blues, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. It'll be a heavier wet snow because the temperatures will be close to, maybe even above freezing. But even along the Wisconsin border, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of this heavier wet snow. Be tough to shovel and could be kind of tough to drive through. Fortunately, road salt will work pretty nicely and should hopefully keep the roadways clear, but if not, it'll be a difficult drive for Tuesday. Then we talked about the yo-yo and the temperatures here. Waves go through, cold front Wednesday down to 22. Warm front Thursday, back up to 40, and at least some sunshine, melting the snow, only to have it freeze up again as we head toward Friday. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks once again. Finally tonight, as soon as this year's Super Bowl matchup was set, workers at the Wilson Sporting Goods Football Factory jumped into action. The factory in the rural village of Ada, Ohio, makes the game balls used by every NFL team, along with many of the nation's top college programs and high schools. But this time of year, it's all about the Super Bowl, of course. The Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs face off for the Lombardi Trophy for the second time in 3 years. The two teams will each get a shipment of 108, plus a dozen more for the kickers, all stamped with the Super Bowl logo and team names. Normally, it takes 3 days from start to finish, but the first batch of footballs had to be sent to Super Bowl teams today, so they have enough time to break them in for practices and the game. And that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 6/5 Central.
"19 News" is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the best-selling RAV4.
When it comes to SUVs, more people count on RAV4 year after year.